Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome to my channel. You know you want to hear about the most depressing movie from last year, so I'm here to guide you through it. Clemency is a drama written and directed by Chinonye Chukwu, which I'm sure I am butchering the hell out of that name, so bear with me. But the film stars Alfre Woodard as the warden of a prison, and she has to oversee the executions of death row inmates. And after an execution that goes horrifically wrong, her life is thrown into shambles as she has to deal with another upcoming execution. Aldous Hodge plays the inmate who is up for this execution, and he and his lawyer are fighting for clemency so that he can, save his damn life. This is incredibly intense subject matter. The entire opening of the film, I could barely watch it, to be honest. I was kind of like this. That intensity just goes to show how well done this movie is. I just saw Just Mercy recently, and I was kind of yawning through that movie, and I was like, this is not the type of movie that you should be yawning through. And not that you should really want to have to choose between, death row movies, but Clemency is clearly the better pick. What's fascinating and interesting about the movie is its approach to its story. Normally, you would look at the warden or anyone working at the prison as just like the villain, but Alfre Woodard does a really good job of painting a portrait of someone who has to do a very difficult job, but that's their job. And as soon as she leaves the prison, it all falls apart. And I just found it so interesting because you would never think to really care about this person's story. What's it like for them? We care about the people on death row. But this approach to the subject matter was incredibly interesting to me. I thought it was kind of bold to really go there and dare you as an audience member to find sympathy and care for someone who may or may not be executing innocent people. I mean, it's so intense. The writing for this film was just so solid. I mean, normally when you have a troubled protagonist who takes up drinking to numb the pain, you feel like you're going down a similar path. You feel like you've seen this before. The developments of the characters and the way the story plays out, there were nuggets that felt like, yeah, this structure feels a little similar. It feels a bit like some of the other maybe Oscar bait movies you've seen in the past, but the details were what made it. The character interactions, their dialogue, the little moments. There were some scenes where I felt like in a lesser movie it would have ended the scene just a little bit earlier, or it would have dragged out some of those juicier moments to really amp it up. But this is such a subtly powerful film. Alfre Woodard gives such an incredible performance. The way she jumps from being a steely boss to then just being a complete mess, she does it so well. See this movie for her performance alone, I just was floored by her. I mean, again, to find a character like this and then to gain sympathy for them, she really builds a character with her talent, and I was just absolutely into it, even though I was constantly looking like, I don't want to be into this movie. It was, again, so hard for me to watch in the beginning. It truly was like a reality-based horror film. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. I was like, I might need to go see Jumanji again because this is a little too much for me. I think it just goes to show how well this film was directed. While I do think the script from Chukwu was at times a little structured in a way that felt similar to me, the execution of it all was just, again, just that opening scene alone let me know this is a completely different beast from those basic Lifetime carbon copies that you will see on this subject matter. Clemency is the real deal. Aldous Hodge also does such a good job in his supporting role as the inmate on death row that's up for execution, seeking clemency. He is so, I'm going to use subtle again, because he's so understated in the way he doesn't have a lot of dialogue really overall for his scenes. A lot of his performance is built on his reaction, his facial expressions, his body language, and I felt like I was 100% on board with his character all the way through. And especially once we get to the end of the film, I mean, I went into this without seeing a trailer, without seeing anything, so I don't want to give away any developments, but I was just so impacted by this film. I mean, I didn't really need a film to make me want to abolish the death penalty. I was already there. I've seen enough of these movies. But this one just really struck a chord with me that I mean, I was truly like affected to the core. Clemency might not be a movie you want to seek out, but it is one you absolutely should. I'm gonna give Clemency a 4 out of 5. I do think that there is a little bit of extra runtime where we don't need it. The film does start to drag a little bit towards the end. I really wanted to see more of the story after the final shot, basically where we end it. I was really hoping that was kind of going to happen a little bit earlier and we were going to explore more of that. But we don't, and you know, that's fine, but ultimately I still think that this was a very well done, very powerful film, and I can't believe that everyone seems to be sleeping on it. What did you guys think of Clemency? Thank you so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate all the support you guys have been giving my channel. Like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.